everybody. Welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 46. We've almost made an entire year. Incredible, thanks to you guys, of course. Listen, if you don't know what this is, if you're new to the show, this is kind of an inside look at everything that goes on at CIG. What we're doing, we're making this glorious game, Star Citizen, and recognizing Chris Roberts' vision. Oh! Yep, and we get to do it with you, and we get to tell you what we're doing, and we love doing that. So what do we got today? We got the week in review, we got forum feedback, and we got an interview with incredible conceptual artist Elijah Mcneel. Let's not waste any time. Let's just get right to it. The week in review, well, let's start with Wingman's weight. Last week, well, as you guys know, I started out at 236 glorious pounds, and last week I made it down to 212. That's incredible. Where are we this week? That's right, I'm sorry. Oh, this week was horrible. We had birthday parties at the house and things going on, and yeah, I gotta do better. My apologies, and sorry for the redacted, it just happens. So listen, what else are we doing this week? What's going on? Hangar planning. As you can see here, we've had lots and lots of scrums because the Austin office is responsible for doing what we're gonna be gussing up the hangar, making it individual, making it your own kind of style. So we have meetings and talk about assigning tasks and who does what. So that goes on this week. And well, we might just have a surprise about what else going on this week. Hey everybody, we're on the way, and guess where? We're gonna check out the new office space. You guys have been wanting to know what's going on, and we're gonna show you. We're crammed in the car like sardines. Yeah, I think you've seen the office that we're in now. That's kind of what we look like. This new one, whole new ball game, and you're gonna see. See the long hallway here. All the office people can take a look at. This is what a typical office looks like. These cubes here in the middle, we're taking the cubes out. All these cubes are going away, so we're gonna open this space up quite a bit. See the conference room comes with it, with a big whiteboard. We'll be able to have our stand-ups in here. Multiple conference rooms. Oh my God, Jason, you may be able to have your own conference room. Very cool. That's a kegerator. We also have private showers. A private shower. This area here is probably great for a sound room, maybe some small sound studio that we promised the fan. That's right, full-size professional fridge, another TV that conveys, microwaves, dishwashers. It's got everything. This place is going to be fun.
What do you think, John?
This is awesome. Yeah, fantastic. It's very nice.
Hate it. Boo. Suck.
Awesome.
It's great. Balcony has more square footage than our old place, so it's good.
So that's a look at the new Austin office. Some of you have seen it before. You found the secret video. But we're here with the team in Austin showing you what it's about. So it's all due to you guys. And thank you, Star Citizens. Wow, that was cool. We've been waiting to show you guys that. We're super excited. We can't wait. It's still probably going to be about 30 days. We're looking at either mid-December, or we're closed as a company between New Year's and Christmas. So it could be that week that the winger gets to work and move people in. But whatever it takes, because we want to get in that office spread out so we have a lot of spots we need to fill and desks to fill so that we can keep getting this game out to you guys. We have new hires this week. Sean Murphy started as a new art outsource manager. We've got so many people working on this game. As you guys know, the visuals are super important to Chris, and they are to you and us too. We want to really push the boundaries, and that requires the best talent. And not all the best talent is in one location, be it Santa Monica, Austin, Montreal, Monterey, wherever it is. Some of the best talent could be in Kiev, or could be in Germany, or could be in England. And so we have a lot of people working on this game as individuals at different places, and so it takes a lot of wrangling on our end to make sure that they're tasked up correctly and that we're getting what we want, and then our chief visual officer, Chris Olivier, gets to make sure that they're doing the entire look and feel is exactly what we need it to be so that we get it out to you. So Sean Murphy started this week, long story short. We have a happy birthday request for Heaven's Blade, otherwise known as Jarrett Dixon. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much for supporting Star Citizen. I heard you're going to be watching, so happy birthday to you. Yeah, I won't go the rest of the way. Just happy birthday, man. Thanks a lot for watching. And we also it's time for a little, studio update.
Hey everyone, quick update from the web team at Turbulent.
We're back from CitizenCon where we got the chance to meet a lot of you and present our first initial designs for the organization subsystem. We've been really grateful with all the feedback that we've received. I know that you guys are very passionate about this, and we are very passionate about getting those features out. The way we're tackling this is that we've split the functionalities into code drops that we'll be releasing sequentially. Right now, the team is hard at work at building the first drop, which will allow you to create your organization and recruit your members. If we're lucky, this first drop will include XMPP Guild Chat, hopefully. And then after that, we're going to be releasing builds at a regular, more or less fixed rate of new features in the organization subsystem. Also at work is the store revamp. Most of the wireframes and designs are in place right now. Most of them are approved. We have new pages, ship pages for all the ship variants in place. Many statistics that will be included in there. We're working on visualization of the ship chassis themselves directly on the store. As you guys know, November 26th is coming up, and that means the end of LTI sales, so we are also very busy at building a new store catalog that will be visible after the 26th. One final note, we have a small module coming up that will allow you to apply if you've purchased upgrades. You'll be able to apply those upgrades to your pledges, effectively replacing the ships inside your pledges with the ones that you purchased. And so that's the update from the web team. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Turbulent, for showing us that. And you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Well, it's time for...
Forum feedback.
The heck was that? Who knows? Well, it's time for forum feedback, so let's get right to it, shall we? From Zentic, how would you say that? T-Z-E-E-N-T?
Zinch.
Zinch. In the upcoming dogfight module, will players only use the ships they pledged for, or will we be able to use all ships? Now, we chose this question on purpose. Why?
Because we're not going to answer it.
Yes, because we're not going to answer it. Because when we mentioned last week that some questions require a higher power. This is an example of one of those questions, and I believe there'll be some information about that soon from that source. And so just wanted to get that out there that we would love to answer that, but some things, well, they need to come from the hand of Roberts. So that'll be coming up. From Makesor.
And the carbon molecule's connected to the oxygen, and the oxygen's connected to the... Hold on a minute. I think I've done it. I've created a completely combustible form of C12H22O11, an engine run entirely on table sugar. Eureka! I think I'll call it the Makesorian effect. Oh, Wingman, I just made a brilliant discovery. Speaking of discoveries, I've been thinking, space is a very scientific venture. I'm sure we can both agree on that. But can we expect to see changes made based on the discoveries that other of its citizens have made? Say somebody ventures into an unexplored solar system and they find there a new alloy. Will we see inventions made by ship production facilities and gun manufacturing plants based on this new alloy, which, if left undiscovered, wouldn't have been invented? That'd be amazing. Oh, science at its finest.
Yeah, that was a cool video.
Sugar, huh?
He's actually, yeah, I know, right? He sent 3 videos in, and they're all pretty good, but we chose that one this week because it's pretty cool, so.
Yeah, one of the things we've talked about during economy discussions is actually using discoveries made by players to enhance existing technology, maybe for small runs, or even to create new technology. So yeah, there will be changes based on what players do.
Yeah, and Chris has been very clear about having the lore and things that go on in the universe affect the universe, and so. That's one of those ways that can happen, and it's going to be evolving over the course. Hopefully, this game's going for 20, 30 years, and it's, and we end up losing all of your hair. And I look like Jabba the Hutt, yeah. By the time that's out, Wingman's weight broken 4 scales this week. Right. All right, from Caliburn, he says, will the weapons used in first-person shooting shipboarding also be split between projectile and energy-firing weapons? Will the ones that fire bullets have finite ammunition? And where would all that ammo be stored? Good question.
So yeah, I mean, the weapons, think of them as scaled down versions of the ship weapons. Same technologies, in maybe some slightly different forms as well, but so it's not going to be the infinite ammo sort of thing that you expect from some shooter type games. You'll have to carry it on your person, so maybe you'll have, like, you know, pockets where you have ammo clips or something like that, but you'll have to have clips to recharge them.
Now, that doesn't. What about energy weapons?
Energy weapons don't fire forever either. They have batteries of some sort
That's
that you
true.
have to also recharge.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, there you go. So we answered both of those. From Hasselhob, he says, how will players fly from planet to planet? Will we just fly from planet to planet on our own, or will there be cutscenes similar to landing on a planet? That is a lot of planets in that.
The word planet occurred a lot in that
That was
sentence.
5 planets. Yeah. So how are you going to fly from planet to planet, and will there be cutscenes?
Okay, it's not going to be a cutscene in the sense of the landing, what they're talking about there. What we're talking about is there's 2 modes of transportation, of course. You can either just fly it manually, so all those explorers out there who want to just go spend an hour or two just chugging from one planet to another, we can allow that.
Maybe searching asteroid fields
Exactly.
or you know, derelict junkyards or whatever's out there, right?
Exactly.
Right.
But for the players who are in a hurry to get from point A to point B, we are going to have, if you think about autopilot, for instance, from the old Wing Commander games, or any of those games, there is a way of traveling faster, and basically what it does is it unhooks the controls that keep your ship from going too fast, because the maneuvers would injure you, and lets you go in a straight line much faster. So that's how autopilot would work. So you could get up and walk around your ship and look out the windows while you're fast traveling.
Like a real cruise control.
Like, sort of, yeah, like a really, really awesome cruise control. If I had a cruise control like that on my car, you'd never see me again.
Yeah, people would be much safer.
No.
From Hein Van Dane.
Hey Wingman, this is Exec from Berlin. I have a question about the asteroid hangar. Will the asteroid hangar only be for pirates or also for legal citizens?
That's a good question.
It's an excellent question.
Yeah.
And let's think of it this way. Asteroids don't just occur in piratey space. There are asteroids all over the place. So there will be, notice we don't call it the pirate hangar. We call it the asteroid hangar because it is available to anyone who wants to be hanging out in an asteroid.
That's pretty cool. So, you know, there'll probably be various versions of that too, not just like one big, every asteroid looks the same kind of thing, right? There might be a pirate's den someday. Who knows? All right, from Blazer. Can my spaceship get really dirty, or will it be automatically cleaned after I've landed on a planet? It just tells a story, like the scratch was the friggin' Vandul Sith, who almost got me in the asteroid field. I know, but I had to say Sith. I know it's Sith. He drives him crazy. So, well, he's got a point, though. You kind of want those scars of battle. Is that going to be there?
Yeah, actually, I just had a conversation with some of the programmers this week about this specific topic, and they were discussing the fact that we can actually allow battle damage to accumulate over time, and they can sort of bake it onto the ship so it stays there, so you can see the history of your fights if you don't go and get it, buffed out.
That's pretty cool. I mean, people want, you want that Firefly experience, where bits and pieces are popping off at times. What was that? That kind of thing. From Cat Bill. How will information and warning work in Star Citizen? Will it just be automatically populate your radar with solid contacts, or will it be more interpretive like in real life? That's a good question.
So INW, of course, is referring to radar and detection.
Yeah, information warning. Yep, right, exactly.
Yeah. So what we're intending for the radar to do is it's not just a on or off thing. There are levels of noise and things, and we're refining some of the smaller details of it. But what you're eventually going to see is that you will have a fuzzy image maybe if somebody's too far away or too small or whatever. And then as they get close enough for your particular radar, and you can buy higher powered ones if you want them, then you will see a clearer image and be able to see exactly what you're facing.
Cool. All right, from Nimitz. He says, Wingman, tell us more about Little Wingman's soccer drive. Is it nearing the end? And I'd really like us to beat even more records. Well, that's really cool. Soccer Drive is ending very well, and thanks to you guys, he is the #1 crowdfunder on the site of all time. It's so much so that the president of the club was like, what the heck's going on? I mean, who knew putting in the signature, you guys would pick it up. Thank you very much. He's very excited, and the people in the charity are very excited, and it's all, you're a very generous community. You support us at every turn, and we really, really appreciate that. Thank you. And I know that Six Wing appreciates that as well. So this question comes in from Jarman.
Wingman, actually just got my Oculus Rift development kit in the mail. What I was wondering is, when can we expect the Oculus Rift compatibility with Star Citizen?
That is a great question. People have been asking about that a lot.
Quite a bit, yeah.
You know, how should we answer that? I know. Nose cam! Yeah! Let's go check it out. Let's go get with Jason and find out. Woohoo! See you later, Rob. Hey, everybody. We're heading right to Chief Technical Officer Jason Spangler. Hey, Jason. How you doing?
Hello. Good.
So the fans would like to know what's going on with Oculus Rift support for the Hangar.
Well, here you can see we actually have it running. This is what the left eye and right eye, what you would see in the Rift, and you can see here, I'll move my head and you can see the head tracking.
Right, cool.
Right now we're doing some camera unification to make it so the first person camera, when you're walking around, and the first person camera when you're in like a vehicle seat,
Right.
are unified, so when you look around while you're in a vehicle seat, it will work like this.
So we've got it kind of working, but it's not completely working yet. We're not to a point where we want to release it.
Yeah, there's still a head tracking fix and a few other engine fixes we'd like to do.
So the fans will be seeing this at some point in the future, not too far away, right?
Right.
Cool. Well, listen, thank you very much for your time, and look at that, guys. Take a look. Jason gets 3 monitors. Thanks, Jason. See ya.
Bye, guys.
And all right. That was pretty cool right there. And where'd Rob go? I guess he didn't want to be part of that. All right, so now you have the look. And now it's time for this week's Most Valuable Post.
Hi, this is Michael Morlan sitting in for Ben the Hammer Lesnick this week, and here to present the Most Valuable Post. This week's MVP goes to Hawke for his thread, Star Citizen Support Group. Now, if you've not been entirely honest about how much you've pledged to this incredible game, perhaps this is the thread for you. Hawke invites everybody to start their contribution to the thread with, "Hello, my name is," and the rest is up to you. Congratulations, Hawke. You're the most valuable post this week. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Mike. Mike. And get well soon, Ben. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Ben has been out with the flu this week, and we wish him the best of luck. He's been seriously out. He works hard, hardest working man in show business. Hardest working man out here at CIG, and get well soon, Ben. We miss you. You're a big addition to the show. So what time would it be now? Time for a nice existential break with our very own Mark Skelton.
What if Jesse's girl is Stacy's mom?
Well, there you go. There's Mark, our director, Mark Skelton, being his hazy self. You know, Eli, that's not hoochie in there. That's just tobacco.
No. Yeah.
Just saying. It's just a hookah bar. So, hey, everybody. It's Elijah McNeeel. Say hi.
Hi.
Now, Elijah, what do you do here for us at Cloud Imperium?
I'm a concept artist and an illustrator.
Concept artist and illustrator. So we're going to take a look at some of your work here. So what is this right here? This first image here with
this is Fujin City. It's on the Seisai planet, I believe, in the Centauri system.
Wow, look at that. And so how does that all work? Did you draw all of that yourself?
A lot of it is drawn. There's some photo texturing that's used to further enhance the painting. But
Right.
it starts off as a sketch, moves into colors, or sometimes I'll just start with rough colors, really quick and block out shape.
And so, and like you do a lot of different stuff here that you know, you don't just concept cityscapes and stuff, but like here we have an interior shot of, you know, like the hangar or a room and stuff, and then a landing area. It looks like, ooh, what's that right there?
Yeah, this one was actually the first concept for the asteroid hangar,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm guessing design passed on it because it wasn't exactly as modular as they were looking for.
Right, right. It's very important for us to be able to scale these things because
Yeah.
people out there have lots of ships.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, and there's the asteroid hangar right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, that's the current version.
Right.
There's still some modifications being made, but this is pretty much what it looks like as far as concept goes.
Awesome, awesome. Now, what happens? Tell the fans what happens and how does it work? We take a concept that you've done, and do you get direction on the concept, or where does it come from?
Well, it always depends. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes I'll be asked to just do something for either jump point, which is also concept / illustration sometimes. Except for maybe the painting of the constellation. I did Ryan Church design the constellation, but I did a nice mood painting for a story. With concept, the way it usually works is that I either get a brief or they'll say, all right, well, we have these hangars. And that was actually my second task being here, was taking care of the hangars. And so I oversaw those visually. I would check in with Chris to see what he thought about them. And it would go back and forth. But usually it was just, all right, here's this wall, here's this area, and then filling in all these blanks. And so I kind of had most of the direction of it, but Chris O is visual director, so he had final say.
Right. So a lot of the visual direction comes between the team. You guys all work together to get it right, and then you just go out and create it. Now, do you have influences out there? I mean, because like a lot of band people have, you know, famous influences in music and stuff. Do you have influences in art? Are there anybody that you really?
Yeah, well, the masters, of course, like Da Vinci and Bernini and Michelangelo. But I'd say like modern influences are a little bit of Ryan Church.
He's really good. I mean, amazingly good.
And Stefan Martinier is another one, famous guy. Aaron Beck, who's did work on Elysium, Ben Morrow, a lot of these guys who are doing some really hot stuff right now.
Right.
I look to them for some inspiration.
Now, you were in the military. You came to this. Did you come directly from the military to here? Or?
No, I've been out of the military for several years.
Okay.
After I got out of the military, I went to school to learn 3D animation and modeling. But I wanted to be a concept artist, so I would just work on my stuff in off hours outside of school, and eventually I got to a point where they started allowing me to do it as my homework for other classes instead.
Oh, that's cool. So what branch of the military were you in?
Navy.
Navy, and what did you do for them?
I was a welder, a structural engineer, so I spent most of my time plotting and planning, welding, pipe fitting. I was also on boarding party. I was on the fire party because when you're a HT, which is my rating, you're part of repair division.
Right.
So repair division has to be the flying squad. So we're responsible for riot control, hazmat response, flooding and fire response.
Cool.
Situations like that.
Well, you know, we have a lot of military people out there that
We
follow the show and follow the game, and it's really important that we know that. So we have military folks here. Yeah. So you study the arts. What do you do in your off time, or is this mostly? Or are you just totally immersed with art?
Oh, this is what I do. I love it. Do it all the time. I'm actually taking a 3D sculpting class right now with a master artist. So I try to keep myself pretty busy with that. And spend some time on other things, but it's mostly just art, trying to get as best as possible and then apply what I learn outside and inside of work to more work.
Now, we kind of got you before you finished your degree.
Yeah.
Kind of explain how that happened. Did you finally finish, by the way?
Yeah. I
Okay,
finished.
but you did. But we got you before then. So what happened?
Yeah. Well, I was doing a lot of my work, and one of the teachers who knew Chris Olivia had seen my stuff, and Chris Olivia pinged him because they've been friends for a while. And he said, do you have any 3D modelers? And my friend Vince said, no, I don't know any 3D modelers, but I do know a guy who's doing concept, and he knew that we were in sort of the pre-production, production thing that we've got going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, yeah, and they contacted me. But things were so busy with Chris O transitioning that after that it was kind of silent, and I got nervous. I was like, what's going on? And then a month later, when one of our producers, who's no longer with us, unfortunately, he said, oh, can you be in and a couple of days for an
Now, he's not like
interview.
no longer with us, with
No,
us.
no,
He just changed jobs.
Still alive, yeah.
He's so longer with us. May he rest in peace. Yeah, that's cool. And so you got a job, you came down and joined our team, and,
Yeah.
and you're putting out some amazing stuff. So let's take a little bit more look at that. So what is this here? We got a couple guys fighting. What exactly is that?
It was just a concept, very early, like sort of like previs stuff, exploring character tones, and that's the Xion fighting the Vandul.
The helmets, what are these helmets here?
These were just Xion helmets that I was concepting out. Because I'd done a sketch of the Xion fighter and bomber, but before I moved on to detailing it, I thought it would be good to get sort of a style of the helmets and then think, okay, how does this look before jumping into finalizing and detailing out all the bits for the ships.
And what in this ship here? It was kind of a...
Oh, that's a M50. That was for a race illustration
Right.
for Jump Point.
Right, and we know what that one is, right? Yeah. Wow. It was 300?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're
Jump
doing
Point.
more Jump Point. Now, there's a space station in the background there. Is that yours too?
Yeah. Well, all this... I'm responsible for all the image. I painted everything. Of course, the 300i was done Kemper Millard and then modeled out by Chris Smith.
Right.
But these space stations were these checkpoint rings for a race. That's another one of the racing illustrations for Jump Point.
Cool. And wow, look at that planet. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Right, so with people like you, how could we ever fail? So thanks a lot for joining us, man. I want to thank the subscribers and pledgers for allowing us to do this and talk to very talented people like Eli here. Oh, by the way, you share a love of something that I share as well, and it never lasts very long in our office. What would I be referring to? Bourbon.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a bottle of bourbon around, it doesn't seem to last very long in our
No, it
office.
doesn't.
There's a lot of people here that enjoy that. So yeah, I just found that funny because Eli and I always, Friday afternoon, 6 o'clock, we'll grab a little bourbon on the rocks. So I want to thank again subscribers and pleasures for joining us. Thanks especially to subscribers for allowing this to happen. Without you, there is no us. Without the pledgers, there's all of you guys, there's no game out there. And so I know on behalf of Chris and everybody else, we're very excited about that. What do we have coming up this week? Well, Gantt charts, shot lists, and hangar planning. Oh my, Gantt charts, shot lists, and hangar planning. Lots and lots of scheduling and planning and going on behind the scenes. We're hiring more production staff to help us manage this ginormous project because, it's just we have a lot of people working everywhere and it takes production people to handle it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you find out exactly what goes on, when it goes on, and you're the first one to know. Submit your questions to the RSI forum. There'll probably be a little bit up here that Michael put out there that shows you where you can put your questions that you want answered for forum feedback and get them in, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. And also 15 minutes after the show, you got to check out Wingman's Hangover, which is appropriately talked about after we just talked about bourbon. Comes out 15 minutes after the show. We get in chat roll. We interact directly with the fans. We talk to you guys. See what's on your mind, what you thought of the show, what you think of the game, what you think about life in general. No politics. And we just go from there. So 15 minutes after the show, Wingman's Hangover. Go to chat roll to find out where it is. It's kind of a secret. And remember, if you want your stuff featured on Wingman's Hangar, send it in. We just might use it. Where are we going to see them?
In the
verse.